Hello there, Eagles. You are flipping in fifth with me, Mrs. G. Today we're talking about topic 13, lesson 1. And today's learning target is I can convert from one unit of customary length to another. Go ahead and pause the video and make sure you write those in at the top of your math journal. Okay, here's today's vocabulary. This is actually a conversion chart. In topic 13, you're going to just have to memorize a bunch of the different conversions. Here are the customary units of length. So go ahead and pause the video and write them in. 1 foot equals 12 inches. 1 yard equals 3 feet. 1 yard equals 36 inches. 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. And 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. After you have all of those written in under your vocabulary section, then you can unpause the video and come back. So here's some interesting news. I'm out of here, but don't panic because Mr. Whalen is here. He's going to take over the teaching of this lesson, and then I'll come back and give you your practice problems. So here it goes.
Hi. We're converting customary units of length today. This is lesson 13.1. So, you probably already have this memorized, right? Well, if you don't, you need to get that memorized. This will really help you with all of these problems. So when you have a problem like this, you're taking 48 inches and you want to change it into feet. So, what do we know about feet? We know that there are 12 inches in a foot. So when you have 48 inches, you're going from a smaller unit. Start with a smaller unit. And you're going to a larger unit. Going from inches to feet. That's a larger unit. When you do that, you're actually taking 48 and you want to break it up into chunks of 12. So you're actually dividing. Every time you go from a smaller unit to a larger unit, you divide. So what do I divide by? How many inches are in a foot? Or you ask yourself how many feet are in an inch, but that doesn't work. So there are 12 inches in a foot. So you take 48 and you divide it by 12. And that will give you 4 feet. And then you're done. So when you have a different kind of problem, that you're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you multiply. And this little box right here will be very helpful for you when you do any of these conversion problems. So going from 2 yards to feet, you ask yourself, how many yards are in a foot? No, that doesn't work. How many feet are in a yard? Okay, there are 3 feet in every yard. So, since you're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you're going to multiply. 2 times 3. Because there are 3 feet in every yard. So your answer is 6. So over here, you have the same kind of problem, but you're going to have a little bit left over. So if I'm going from feet to yards, this is the bigger unit. I'm going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. So that would be smaller unit to a larger unit. I'm going to divide. Well, what do I divide by? How many feet are in a yard? 42 divided by, how many feet are in a yard? There are 3. 42 divided by 3. So if I did the math, I'm going to get 14. 4 times 3 is 12. That comes out evenly. So we end up only having, so the answer is 14 yards, 0 feet. Let's try a different problem. Maybe I have 17 inches, and I want to change it to feet and inches. What do I do? Well, I'm going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. Smaller unit to larger. That means I'm going to divide. What do I divide by? How many inches are in a foot? There are 12. So 17 divided by 12. I have, in 17 inches, there's 1 foot with 5 inches left over. The remainder is going to be what's over here. So let's go up here and do some comparing. I'm comparing 57 inches to 3 yards. And you can convert either one of these, but one of these has to be converted to the other. Doesn't matter which one. I'm going to go with yards because I like multiplying better than I like dividing. So I want to change 3 yards into inches. So I have to ask myself, how many inches are in a yard? Well, here, I've memorized this, and I already know that there are 36 inches in 1 yard. So I'm going to take 36, I'm going to multiply it by 3. 6 times 3 is 18, give 1, 9, 10. 108 inches. So 3 yards is actually 108 inches. Now I can compare 108 and 57, and I know that this would be greater than.
Okay, so there is your lesson. Now it's your turn to try. Tonight's practice problems are here. Go ahead and pause the video, try to figure them out. Remember, when do you divide? When do you multiply? Go back and rewatch the video if you need to. And go ahead and solve these problems and come back for the answers. Coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here are tonight's answers. 3 yards equals 108 inches. 56 feet equals 18 yards and 2 feet. 2 miles equals 10,560 yards. Number 4, 15 yards and 6 feet equals 51 feet. And number 5, 10 yards equals 360 inches. Go ahead and mark down how many you got correct out of 5. Be honest, it's not for a grade. Honestly, fill out that self-reflection. Could you teach a friend, or are you still confused? And fill in the space for any questions you still have. Hope you had fun with me, Mrs. G, and our guest host, Mr. Whalen, tonight. And we'll come back with 13-2 tomorrow. Bye-bye.